now we come to that important SEBI release yesterday, which apparently has tightened the disclosure norms for credit rating agencies. We have with us Mr. Arun Kumar from CARE Rating to explain several of the terms. Mr. Arun Kumar, we really need a tutorial in this. First of all, if you can tell us what is the most important takeaway? Is it that you have to introduce probability of default benchmarks? Is that the main takeaway, and what does it mean?
Yeah, the main takeaway would be the benchmark specification by each CRA. The idea is that nowhere in the world it is there. Nowhere in the world the regulator has specified the benchmarks a rating agency should prescribe for its own ratings. So the first time SEBI is introducing this. Idea is that we have been disclosing CDRs all the while, the cumulative default rates, but they have not been put one against the other. So now there is going to be a evaluation of this benchmarks. Of course, evaluation parameters has not been mentioned, but we need to the first phase is to kind of at least display the benchmarks. You have to calculate the benchmarks in a statistical way, and then display the benchmarks, and ultimately you will be evaluated. And ultimately, the idea is that all the rating agencies will have same benchmarks.
Okay, Mr. Arun Kumar, what we would like to know is how these new norms would impact the issuers and perhaps the holders of the current debt instruments. If you can just explain it to us.
Yeah, actually we do know. I mean, we won't know the full impact of this because each rating agency is supposed to come out with the benchmarks by December 19. So they're supposed to do some statistical tests for their default rates, do it in a particular way. They've changed the methodology of calculation of these default rates. They're supposed to come out with this benchmarks by way of some statistical analysis of the past. So after that, the ratings will be, if there is any deviation, the rating methodologies will have to be fine-tuned so that the default rates are not too much away from the benchmark or don't exceed the thresholds which are specified. Okay. So to that extent, you might see tightening of methodologies going forward.
Okay. Well, this still sounds very technical for us. Yeah. What is probability of default? That is the benchmark you are referring to?
Yes. There is actually how we are measured. The ratings are measured is in terms of if we give a rating of X. So what is, we can say 3 years and 1 year. How many of those X's go to default?
Okay.
So the rating, higher the rating, the lower should be the default rate.
Okay.
So that's the way we are measured, and we also disclose it in our websites. In over the last 9 years we explained.
Okay.
So now
it's going to be one more number we are going to put out. Yeah.
Sure. No. The new probability of default norms indicates there's a standardized norm for AAA, AA and A ratings. So will this help bring about some uniformity in ratings across agencies?
Yes. It is that is the ultimate aim, that quality of rating should be same across A, B and C rating agencies. Okay. And there is no either conservativeness or the other way around. So for an investor, if he sees it is a AAA rating, it means the same. That is the idea.
Okay. How are you all going to look at bond spreads now? Is there any advice on... initially SEBI had said that any big jump in bond spreads should be treated as a material event. Has there any further advice come on that?
Yes. No, they have kind of asked us now in the circular to develop models individually, and probably they will come and check that. I mean, we'll have to develop models so that we check it and we monitor it.
Okay. Well, finally, Mr. Arun Kumar, I'm coming back to Sonia's question. Immediately, will it mean rating agencies are going to be more cautious, and therefore mutual funds will be more cautious, who are the users of your rating? A little more heightened caution is what we should expect?
I don't think so. I mean, it has to... we have been advised to be cautious, and we have to be looking at the investor's point of view. We have to give ratings correctly. This is an institutionalization of the whole thing. Okay. Instead of just displaying your default rates, here you are going to be evaluated ultimately. So you're going to say my default rates of AAA are going to be 0 for 1 year and 3 years and whatnot.
Okay. All right. And Mr. Kumar, we've... I mean, you've tried to explain all the technical jargon to us.
A little
kind of understood what you had to say. But thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us. That's the word coming in from CARE Ratings. Well, have you been any the wiser?